What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns welcoming you to another episode of my monthly Q&A series. It's your opportunity, yes, your opportunity, to ask me whatever question you want, whether it's about games I play, gaming in general, likes, dislikes, views, opinions, etc. And last week I gave you a chance to submit your questions for Q&A 25.0 via the comment section, Twitter, Facebook, and email, GeauxBurns@gmail.com. I compiled those questions into this list, and since last Q&A we went in alphabetical order, this time around we're going in reverse order. Once I put on my new goggles, oh yeah. Now what's interesting is I actually have really good vision. I have like 20/20, but I have a stigma in this eye, and that's what really screws me when it comes to stuff. So whenever I'm driving or gaming or like Let's Playing, for example, or having to read or like work on projects, I'm usually wearing my goggles. Anyways, let's get this thing on the road, shall we? The Vanilla Gorilla. GeauxBurns. How do you always find content to put out for your audience? Thanks for the question, Vanilla Gorilla. And to be honest, it is a struggle sometime to try and come up with good quality content, quality over quantity. There's always a temptation there just to come up with clickbait videos and trying to come up with something just to get views here and there, and put out so much content you lose focus as to what my channel is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about games that I enjoy playing, that you enjoy watching me play, along with the news regarding these games like Grand Theft Auto, Mafia 3, Red Dead Redemption 2. Basically, that's the focus right now, is those 3 games on the channel, and occasionally maybe another game as well, depending on what comes out and whether or not I'm interested in it. And the other thing I do that I have done since 2014 is I've come up with staples, aka series, that I've done on the channel to kind of help as well, usually weekly or bi-weekly or monthly shows like the Q&A series, which is a good way to interact with my subscribers. My original shows were Racing Badly as well as Misadventure Monday. Those shows are gone now. Currently, we got the Rant series on Sundays, Discuss on Wednesdays, except for whenever I'm doing a Q&A video. And of course, my unoriginal show on Fridays, which I started a few weeks ago, Top 10. And as long as you guys continue to watch these shows, I will continue to make new episodes. And I'll continue to struggle and hopefully get help from you guys, which is why I always asked for suggestions for Discuss videos, Top 10 videos, and Rant videos, because not only do I like interacting with you guys, I also don't mind the help. And yeah, it is a struggle sometime, and there are days that go by when I don't even make a video. Like this past Saturday, I didn't put out a video because I had nothing. Plus, Friday I did put out 2 videos technically, a Top 10 video for Grand Theft Auto, and of course, the latest information regarding Mafia 3's upcoming expansion, Stones Unturned. So I kind of felt like I deserved Saturday off, and eventually I am going to start streaming on the channel, like on Saturdays, on other days as well, but I'm still working on getting myself set up to where I can properly stream. Whenever I stream, I want to do it right. I have played around with streaming before, but I never really liked how the end result turned out. So when I do start streaming, it's going to be because I have everything set up the way I want it to be, and I can also interact with everybody in the chat and make it a lot more fun when I'm streaming games in the future. So that's going to come down the road eventually. But every day it's a new struggle to come up with content. And a lot of it depends on the video games. Like, for example, whenever there's new information regarding Grand Theft Auto Online, our new DLC, that's a lot of work for me to do, but at the same time, that's content that I know that I'm going to have to be able to record and put together for you guys, as well as the upcoming expansion of Mafia 3. So, yeah, it's always good whenever new stuff comes out that I'm interested in, that you're interested in, because it's a win-win for us all. Yeah, so it can be a struggle sometimes when it comes to new content and trying to put as much on the channel without oversaturating with like 2 or 3 videos a day. I just don't really care for that. Next, we're going to Tim Hofston. Do you think Red Dead Redemption 2 will get delayed? I'm going to say no. Absolutely not. I think that we're going to hopefully get Red Dead Redemption 2 this fall. It's something I've said numerous times. I still am a firm believer that it's coming this fall, hopefully. Next, we go to Session Box. GeauxBurns, what motivates you? Also, good video. I guess that was last week's Discuss video. Thanks, Session Box. I appreciate it. And if some of your Q&As, I go through them really fast, it's because we have several Q&As to go through, several questions. And some of them have been asked over and over again. And, Red Dead Redemption 2 was one of those questions. And I sincerely hope it's not delayed, but it could be. But then again, I don't think it will be. But what motivates me? Well, I guess my motivations are simple. Just like anyone else's, I get motivated because my cats start meowing at my door in the morning, which means that they're hungry. And it's time to get off my, ass and wake up and feed them. Water them, clean their litter boxes, and also go outside and feed and water my dog as well. Then, of course, I feed myself too. So, a lot of my motivation is because of responsibilities that I have towards others, i.e. my pets. And, my current motivation right now has been to get back in shape, which is why sometime in March I dramatically changed my diet. I'm eating more salads, even though some days that can be a struggle. Last week it was definitely. Like one day I was just not in the mood for salad. I'm like, I'm not having a salad today. Screw it. But I have been having salads at least 5 or 6 times a week, along with other meals, and I've been cutting back on like cheese, fried food, like candy, other shit, soda. I stopped drinking alcohol. So I'm motivated to get healthier. I'm motivated to get back in shape. I'm also motivated to continue to put out good content for you guys and grow the channel. So those are some of the things that motivates me. Next, we go to Ushin. If South Park, The Fractured Butthole, is coming this year, will you be doing a walkthrough? Well, Ushin, as some of my subscribers know, I am a huge South Park fan. I've been a fan since it came out in the 90s. And every season, I'm always excited for new episodes of South Park. And I loved South Park Stick of Truth. It was a fantastic game. And it was the closest South Park game we've had to a full-fledged South Park experience. And I'm expecting nothing less from Fractured Butthole. All right, so yeah, Fractured Butthole, one thing I like about it is the fact that it's going the superhero angle, which was one of the arcs I really loved in South Park with Mysterion, the Coon, all the other super friends as well. And it is something I'm very tempted to do. It depends on if it comes out this year or not. I'm definitely looking forward to, at the very least, playing the new South Park game, Fractured Butthole. Whether or not it comes out in 2017 remains to be seen. Next, we're going to Nexy. What type of movies do you like to watch? I like all kinds of movies. I would say I am a huge sci-fi nerd. I love Star Trek. I love Star Wars. I love comedies. I love almost any kind of movie. I love like Batman movies, like the Dark Knight series, for example. I love Beetlejuice, Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, not the shitty remake. I like Back to the Future, all 3 Back to the Futures, Lord of the Rings, even the Hobbits, even though obviously the Hobbit films were not as good as the Lord of the Ring films. Let's see, what else do I like? I like Freddy Krueger movies. I like Halloween movies. I love Kevin Smith movies, Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks, Dogma, let's see, Mallrats. So yeah, I love Kevin Smith. Some people love him, some people hate him. I like the fat bastard. What else do I happen to enjoy? A few others as well, but that's pretty much a gist of the kind of movies I enjoy watching. Next, let us move on to Nexus. Hopefully Nexus and Nexy are not the same person, because if you are, then you and I got to talk about, posting 2 videos, questions, come on. But I'm going to hope that Nexus, 2 different folks like James and Jimmy would be 2 different people. I don't know. So Nexus, hopefully you're not Nexy. He asked this question, Stones Unturned playthrough this month? Yes, there will be definitely Let's Play of Stones Unturned, the latest expansion to Mafia 3 when it comes out Tuesday, May 30th. And to go ahead and answer the next question, the next question regarding the next expansion to Mafia 3, what Sign of the Times, when it's supposed to come out, I think in July. Yes, I'll be Let's Playing that as well. So I'm going to continue Let's Playing Mafia 3 expansions till we knock them out with the next 2. Stones Unturned coming in a few weeks, and sometime in July, probably the end of July, we'll get the final one, Sign of the Times. So Mafia 3 fans, fear not. I will continue covering Mafia 3 news and Let's Playing the last 2 expansions when they come out. So hopefully I answered that question. Next, we go to Local Defender. When did you decide to YouTube? I decided to YouTube Local Defender a long time ago. First off, I had a smaller video channel, and this was back in, 2007, 2008. It was just a goofy little channel. I was putting like little comedy bits up there. It didn't really grow very big. It maybe got like maybe 100 subscribers at the time. One of them was a video project I helped my sister with because she was in telecom. It was called The Lizard Hunter. The video's gone now, by the way. I deleted it. I think I deleted that channel too. I'm not even going to mention the name of the channel. But we had some other little skits on the channel as well. Her friends, and some other things I did too that were really stupid. But my other channel was my political channel, which I started in 2009. And that's still around, even though I don't really post content on it anymore. I did post a video like a week or so back, but I don't know if I'll be doing anything else with the channel for the foreseeable future. I'm going to keep it around just because I went through the effort to make those videos. And maybe one day I'll develop a taste or desire to get all political again. And if I do, then I have that channel sitting there waiting in the wings for me to make videos for once more. And the reason overall why I decided to do YouTube is because I guess I love making content. I come from radio. Some of you probably know that already. And I loved making, silly content when I was in radio, not only being on the air, but, doing production, making commercials. And every now and then when I was bored, we'd make fake sweepers. We'd do like little fake skits. A lot of that shit we would never, put on the air because some of it would be a violation of FCC policy. It was just stuff that we did to amuse ourselves and kind of fine-tune our editing skills when it came to production. So, yeah, I kind of took my sense of humor with me whenever I left radio, and YouTube has been a great place for me to exercise those demons a little bit and my creative juices. So that's the original reason why I decided to YouTube. And obviously the reason why I have a gaming channel for the past 3 years now is because of my love and passion for games, as well as the skills that I've learned both in radio and as a content creator. Next, we go to Kevin Boston, hashtag Q&A25. We all know you're a former radio host. See, just as I mentioned a moment ago. I mention it because it's just part of my story, part of my origin, if you will. And not everyone knows that. A lot of new subscribers come to the channel, and now you know. All right, but because you say it over and over again, so my question is, what is your job? Surely it can't be YouTube, especially the way you do it going now. But you do post almost daily, so whatever your job is, now you have really good hours. I'm Batman. Just kidding. I work from home, fortunately, and so, yeah, I don't want to talk about what I do in real life because, there's some things you kind of want to keep on the down low. And most of the stuff I don't. Other YouTubers are a little bit more private than me, but there are a few things that I like to keep on the DL. No, I don't do weird, twisted stuff. But to answer your question, because I've had a few people ask me this, I do work from home. And that affords me the opportunity to stop what I'm doing briefly and work on a project. So if news come up regarding Grand Theft Auto, Mafia, Red Dead, and I'm in the middle of something, I get to a stopping point, save it, then I get to work recording a video and putting it up. And once I get it put up and have it posted, then I go back to work on what I was doing previously. So just to answer everyone's question, I currently work from home. Next, we go to Jay Brown off of Gmail, GeauxBurns@gmail.com. Hey, Go, what is the worst game you ever bought? And take the price into the mix. So mediocre $60 game is worse than a bad $5 game because you spent 6 times as much money. Okay, so the worst game I've ever bought. Let me think about that real quick. To be honest, I've been sitting here thinking for a few minutes about it, Jay Brown, and I would have to say it was probably an RTS game back when I used to be really into PC gaming. And I don't know if it was the game that had serious freezes and bugs and issues, or it was my PC that was the problem. but I got very frustrated with that game because I used to be really into RTS games at the time. I loved playing them, and that game came out. It had like a lot of positive promotion to it, and I got it thinking, all right, a new RTS game. I'm really looking forward to playing this RTS game, kind of like Command & Conquer Generals, or a few other games as well in that genre, but this game sucked, and I regretted purchasing it, and I think I paid full price for it, which was $60, and that may have been what was the downfall of my interest in gaming or PC gaming, because after that I tried to I guess play a Total War game, and it might have been the PC that was to blame, not the game itself, because some PC games require some pretty serious hardware when it comes to gaming rigs, and that may have been the factor, not the game itself. But then again, it could have been because of bugs and glitches regarding that specific game. I wish I could remember what that name was of the game. It escapes me, but anyways, yeah. There have been some pretty bad purchases I've had over the years when it comes to video games. Next, we go to Incredible J. Are you a big comic book fan? If so, some of your favorite superheroes are villains. Also, what are your thoughts on Phil Spencer's comments about single-player games not making an impact this generation? Yes, Jay, I am a huge comic book nerd. Obviously, I love Batman. And I'm not just saying that because everyone else likes Batman now. I've loved Batman since I was a kid back in the 80s. Like, my granny would let me watch the old Batman TV series when it was on rerun from the 60s. And she even made me little like Batman capes because she was like into sewing. So I would run around her house during the summer when I was in town on vacation, well, out of school and visiting my grandparents. And I would run around pretending to be Batman, running around the yard wearing a cape with like Velcro holding it together. I really wish I still had those capes too, because my granny has been gone for over a decade now. But yeah, I've had a love affair with Batman since I was a little kid. And at the time, I did love the Tim Burton Batman movies, Batman and Batman Returns. I didn't care for Batman Forever. Hated Batman and Robin. Absolutely loved Batman the Animated Series. And I do like some other characters as well from the DC Universe. And even some from the Marvel Universe. I'm not into this whole Marvel versus DC war. But yeah, I would say obviously my favorite character is probably Batman. I also like the Green Arrow. I'm a huge Arrow fan. The 5th season of Arrow has been way better than the 4th and 3rd seasons, which sucked. I love the Flash as well, even though I wish that Flash would go back to being more of a smart ass like he is in the comics. There was like an episode of the Flash, the 2024 episode, when he shows up, to like Mirror Master and Top, and he does a typical like Flash smart ass comment, a wit, a retort, and I hope that we see more of that in season 4 of The Flash. Not so serious, not so doom and gloom. I get that you have to have some of that in these shows, but I want Flash to be a little bit funnier going into season 4. And obviously, the actor that plays the Flash is capable of being funny. I would just like to see more of those, typical Flash responses. I've also been watching Legends of Tomorrow. The 2nd season was way better than the 1st season. I love the trifecta, with Eobard Thawne and Malcolm Merlin and of course Damien Dark. And then yes, I even watched Supergirl as well, but that's only because I have a thing for Alex. She's hot. All right, so yeah, the impact regarding single player in games this generation. I would say, Jay, to answer your other question real quickly, it's obvious that more games now are geared towards multiplayer and online. Are some of them like what Rockstar's doing? They'll come out with a single player version and then they'll come out with a multiplayer version, which varies in quality. So like Rockstar, very good single play with Grand Theft Auto 5 and very good multiplayer with Grand Theft Auto Online. Call of Duty, probably going to have a very good story with Call of Duty World War II. The multiplayer is up in the air because it's usually hit or miss when it comes to multiplaying in Call of Duty games. But it could be good. We'll find out eventually. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot more games now are focused on multiplayer games as opposed to single player. It's just the way the market is. And personally, I prefer single play games, but I also like playing with others every now and then, except for when they're griefing and trolling me. Next, we go to Akeem. Hashtag Q&A 25. Will you ever buy a gaming PC and play some co-op games on Steam? And as I was talking about a moment ago, I currently don't have a gaming rig. I have a pretty decent computer. It's just not built to play video games, but I really do eventually want to get to the point where I can buy or put together an awesome gaming rig, because there's a lot of awesome games on PC, and a lot of the games that are on console are even better on PC. But till then, I'm going to just have to focus on gaming through Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But one day, Akeem, I will cross over and get me a badass gaming rig. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but somewhere down the road. Next, go to Lane off Twitter. Hashtag Q&A 25. In what ways has gaming impacted your life? Hope you're having an awesome day. Well, I hope you're having an awesome day as well, Elaine, and everybody else taking the time to watch this Q&A. Gaming has been part of my life since Batman, I guess, since I've been a kid. Like my grandfather, I mentioned the story before, my grandfather had an Intellivision, which was the rival of Atari, and we used to play it all the time when I was a kid. And eventually, my dad got me and my stepsister the original Nintendo Entertainment System back in the 80s. From there, I got the Super Nintendo, Game Boy, N64, GameCube, the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, PlayStation 3, a PSP. No, I never got a PlayStation 3. I got a PlayStation 2, so sorry about that. I had a PlayStation 4 now. I've had an Xbox 360, an Xbox One, and for several years, I even did PC gaming, as I mentioned, in the 90s and up in the 2000s. I did a lot of PC gaming long before I started this channel. So, yeah, gaming has had a huge impact on my life. I love gaming. And I think most of you who watch these videos love gaming as well. And, some people make fun of gamers, but at the same time, it's another hobby. It's another passion. No different, in my opinion, than people that enjoy reading or enjoy watching sports or TV shows, movies, etc. It's just another form of entertainment that we have. And some people are into gaming, some people aren't. And I'm a gamer. I have been since I was a kid. And I think I'm going to continue being a gamer till I'm old and gray. Next, we go to Connor off of Twitter. If they ever make a Mafia 4 game, what would the story be like? And that is a very good question, Connor. And if it's Mafia 4, I imagine them going forward in the story, not backwards, because like Mafia 2 was a sequel to the original Mafia game, just as Mafia 3 is a sequel to Mafia 2. It's not like how Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably going to be a prequel to Red Dead Redemption as opposed to a sequel, even though the title implies sequel. But regarding Mafia 4, theoretically, it could be a prequel. But let's just play on the idea that it's going to be a sequel, that it's going to go into the 70s, whereas Mafia 2 was set in the late 40s, early 50s, Mafia 3 in the late 60s. Let's just head into the 70s, or late 70s, early 80s, or wherever they want to take the next Mafia game. I would like Mafia 4 to either take place in Vegas or Atlantic City. I think those are two fantastic choices to take the Mafia franchise. Either Vegas or Atlantic City, because those are two big gambling cities in the U.S. At least they used to be. So that's where I think they should take Mafia 4 with the franchise. And I think they should refocus it on Italian families. I like Lincoln Clay. I like the fact that Hangar 13 did something different with Mafia 3. Some people hated it. I loved it. And it still involved, the mob. But I think, they need to go back to focusing on something, revolved around an Italian-American protagonist, whether it's an older Vito Scaletta or maybe Vito Scaletta's son, maybe Vito Scaletta's daughter, or I don't know. I would like to see Vito tied to the fourth Mafia game as well, just like he's tied to Mafia 3, Mafia 2, and he actually is technically tied to the very first Mafia game. Next, we go to CJ Ware. Hashtag Q&A 25. What are some of the sleeper hit games from the past that you've enjoyed? For example, Freedom Fighters 2003 would be one of mine. And once again, I have to sit here and I have to ponder sleeper hits. To be honest, CJ, I don't know if I've ever been a fan of a sleeper hit per se. I would say maybe Batman Arkham Asylum. Obviously, as I mentioned a few times in this video, I'm a Batman fan. And I was a Batman the Animated Series fan. And when I first heard about Batman Arkham Asylum, I was excited because it involved Kevin Conroy voicing Batman, Mark Hamill voicing Joker. And I was like, I got to get this game. And I played the demo, and I knew right away that this is the Batman game I'd been waiting for. And I purchased it day one when it came out in, I think, what was it, 2009? And it became a hit. Not as big of a hit as, say, Arkham City was, but it was still a pretty big hit. And at the time, a lot of people weren't really thinking very highly of Batman Arkham Asylum because super games, superhero-based games, with the exception of, like, Spider-Man, didn't exactly end up panning out so well when it came to the games that had been released in years prior. But Batman Arkham Asylum, I would consider that to be a sleeper hit. And I absolutely love that game. And it kicked off the Batman Arkham franchise. And yeah, a lot of people prefer Arkham City or Arkham Origins or even Arkham Knight. But Arkham Asylum will always be my bae. Next, we go to Chris Padilha off of Facebook. Do you have any advice or tips on starting gaming channels? Tips on schedules and commentary would be great. I mentioned a few things already, Chris, in the Q&A, so hopefully some of those little nuggets of info have already proven to be somewhat helpful. But even before you submitted that question, I don't know if you went into the future and you foresaw this or not, but for this Friday's Top 10 video, yes, I'm going to be doing a YouTube Top 10 Content Creator Tips, or whatever I'm going to title it. I'm going to compile my own Top 10 list from my own experience as a YouTuber, going back from the late 2000s to now, things that I think that I would like to pass on to other aspiring content creators that will hopefully prove useful and helpful and beneficial to any of you wanting to start your own channel. And I actually, a few years ago, I think it was like 2 years ago, actually, I did another YouTube tips video, and I'm going to go ahead and post that in the card section if you want to go check it out, Chris. And I hope you do. It has some information as well. I don't know if I'm going to make the top 10 video exactly like that. I may take some things from it and basically repackage it and revoice it, obviously. But at the same time, I do have an idea, a plan. What I'm working on is a top 10 video this Friday for content creators. And hopefully it'll prove useful and helpful for you, Chris, and any other content creator watching the channel, looking for ways to kick off, start, and perhaps even grow their channel. Okay, so next we are going to Carpe Diem 2K. Are you getting Destiny 2? By the way, Carpe Diem's one of my friends. And one of my fellow gamers, all the way back from the 360 days when we were on Grand Theft Auto Online together. And I obviously didn't play the first Destiny game. I was not impressed with the cinematic trailer, and I don't like cinematic trailers in general when it comes to video games, and eventually I'm going to rant about that. I just keep putting it off because something else comes up for me to rant about. But one day, I will be doing a cinematic trailer rant vid. It's coming sooner or later. But since I don't really have any history with the first Destiny game, and since other games are coming out this fall, to be honest, Carpe Diem, I don't think I will. I know that you're looking forward to Destiny 2 as well as others, and I hope it's a fantastic game. I hope it's way better than the first Destiny. I hope they learned their lessons from the mistakes they made with the first Destiny game. But I'm most likely going to not be picking up Destiny 2 because perhaps by then Red Dead Redemption 2 will be out, and maybe even one or two other games that I'm also interested in. So I am sorry, but I will not be playing Destiny 2 with you coming up this fall. But hopefully you will continue to play Grand Theft Auto with me and Red Dead 2 along with Red Dead Online whenever that comes out. Next, we go to Can't Think of a Name. Q&A 25. I know you are playing Red Dead and South Park, but if they came out around the same time, which would you want to beat Let's Play first? By the way, you're looking really well. Thank you very much, Can't Think. And as I mentioned, I've been working out 3 days a week, eating better, at least trying to, and walking more. And hopefully it's making a difference. We can only hope, right? So I do appreciate the kind words. And look, as much of a South Park fan as I am, if South Park Fractured But Whole comes out at the same time as Red Dead Redemption 2, there's only one winner, and it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2. Sorry, that's just the way it goes. For one thing, I'm more excited for Red Dead Redemption 2 than South Park Fractured But Whole. Another thing is, that's one of the games I want to focus on the channel, because I think a lot of you are Red Dead fans as well as Grand Theft Auto fans and Mafia fans. So it makes more sense to focus on Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online than it would for me to focus on South Park Fractured But Whole. But if it comes out somewhere when there's no other game coming out that I'm interested in playing, then I'll most definitely Let's Play South Park Fractured But Whole. But if they come out at the same time, I'm just going to have to play South Park Fractured But Whole somewhere down the road, because it's going to be all about Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online this fall. Hopefully. I still believe it's not going to be delayed, though. Well, guess we'll find out, won't we? And finally, we got a Brian off of Twitter. GeauxBurns, hashtag Q&A25. Hello, GeauxBurns. My question is, which video game character do you want to hang out with? You guys are asking me questions that just make me sit here for a few minutes. I mean, I've been sitting here for like maybe an hour or so, just sitting here thinking about replying to your questions, because most of the time I've got like an easy response and I'm able to quickly like fire back a response to you guys question wise. So you guys are really digging deep and, you know, giving me some curveballs. Let's see, character in a video game I would like to hang out with. Who would I like to hang out with? I wouldn't want to hang out with Link because he doesn't talk, you know. I'd be saying, hey, Link, so, you know, how's it going with you? How's Hyrule? How's Princess Z doing? He'd just be sitting there looking at me. I'd be like, dude, come on. This isn't a one-way street. Give me a conversation. Let's have a chat. I wouldn't want to hang out with Super Mario because he's annoying. He's like, it's a me, I'm Mario. I mean, dude, come up with something else to talk about, man. We know it's you. We know it's Mario. Let's see. Who else? There are certain characters I would not want to hang out with, like Trevor. Definitely not Trevor. Let's go with Mafia 3. I would love to hang out with Vito. He's a cool guy. I've loved him since Mafia 2. And I would like to hang out with John Donovan. They both seem like great guys. And maybe hang out with you know, Vito, Donovan, Lincoln, you know, sitting around in a bar, chilling. And I could have an unsweet tea while they each have a beer, since I stopped drinking. So yeah, I'd love to hang out with those three guys. They all three seem like fantastic guys. And I don't know about Burke though. Burke seems a little too much like Trevor, to be honest. But anyways, those are the three characters I think I'd like to hang out with: Lincoln and Donovan, as well as Vito. But if I had to pick between the three, I'd go with Vito, baby. Of course I would. And I think that's pretty much it for this episode of Q&A 25.0. Thank you so much to everybody for submitting your questions. And hold on a second. I almost forgot. Jay Brown did ask something else in the email he sent me in GeauxBurns@gmail.com. Is that my email address? Okay. Maybe you could do a reverse Q&A sometime. Okay, so for next week, we're going to start something new. I don't know if we're always going to do this. Maybe this will be like a bi-monthly thing or something we do every 3 months or whenever we're in the mood. But starting next Wednesday, well, not every week, but next Wednesday, reverse Q&A. Playing off, obviously, Reverse Flash, because I am a comic book nerd. And this is my opportunity to ask you whatever questions I want. So it's now on me. And this is what you get for asking me such difficult questions that made me sit here and think for a few minutes, because I had to put on my super thinking hat. Like my other thinking hat I had to put on the side and say, damn it, I need to get that, you know, Uber one up, the double X one. So now I get to ask you questions. And by the way, you can answer 1, 2, or if you want, all 3 of these questions. Feel free to pick out one or go of all 3, whatever your heart desires. And by the way, you have till this Friday to submit your reverse Q&A question to me, or your reverse Q&A answer. I guess that's more apropos, by this Friday coming up on May 12th. We missed the 13th by 1 day. Okay, so Friday, May 12th is when you have the deadline to submit your reverse Q&A questions or answers to me. All right, so here are my 3 questions for you. First off, what is the story behind your username or real name? So those of you that obviously use a username on YouTube or Twitter, you can go with that. But if you happen to use a real name, what's with your first name? Why are you called this? Why are you called that? Is it because you're named after your grandfather? Is it because it was a name your parents thought was cute? Is there a funny story to it? And you don't have to get too personal if you don't want, but that's the first question. And by the way, you don't have to answer that question if you don't want. Here's the other option you have. What are your favorite hobbies, sports, TV shows, movies? Somewhere in that capacity. Just give me a list of some of your faves. What do you like watching? What do you like doing for fun? What do you like playing? Are you into sports? Do you like doing soccer, football, baseball, basketball? Let me know. And the third question you can pick from. Once again, remember it's either one of these questions, 2 of these questions, or you can go with all 3 if you want. The third question is, what content would you like to see me put together for the channel? Like if there's content that I've yet to do, that you may have seen other YouTubers do, or it's just a crazy idea you had like Jay Brown had, and he thought, hey, what if you did a reverse Q&A video? That's an idea, you see? Prime example. So if you have any content ideas for the channel that you think would fit with what I do already, let me know that below in the comment section as well, or via Twitter, Facebook, email, GeauxBurns@gmail.com. Once again, what's the story behind your username or real name? What's your favorite hobbies, sports, TV shows, or movies? And what content would you like to see on the channel? Feel free and submit your answers below in the comment section. Like I said, by Twitter, Facebook, email, GeauxBurns@gmail.com for reverse Q&A by this Friday, May 12th.